Before we get started, I have to tell you this one line Carolina Ayala said in the last episode that stopped me in my tracks. Happiness isn't a mood, it's a skill. And the way she explained it, that happiness, it's something you practice. It's not something that just happens. So get ready. This badass debrief episode, this is going to be one that hits hard.
Be confident, be bold, be authentic, but don't forget to take action. This is Ordinary to Badass, where our stories empower women to step into the spotlight of their own lives and pursue what they're truly passionate about. It's time to step into the arena and become more than just extraordinary. It's time to become a badass with your host, Marie Sonneman.
Welcome to Ordinary to Badass. Whether you're ordinary or badass, I am so glad you're here. So, this podcast, this is the place where quiet leaders rise, where women in predominantly male industries get promoted. And remember, you're capable of more than you're giving yourself credit for. So, today, this is your Badass Debrief, the episode where you don't just hear inspiring stories, we pull out the truth bombs that hit home and talk about how you can apply them to your life. But first, before we get there, let's talk about what's ordinary and what's badass this week. So, this week I went to a surprise party for a good friend and I knew zero people that were there. I mean, zero. The introvert part of me was freaking out. I was like, oh, hell no, I'm not built for this. I don't want to do this. I don't know anybody. And, I just life has gotten in the way. I've been in my little cocoon lately, building Ordinary to Badass, working on the podcast. I had my course launch a couple months ago. And so I've just been kind of cocooned at home. Does that make sense? Cocooned at home? We're going with it. So stepping into a room full of strangers, it felt ordinary, uncomfortable, human. And you know what? They're not 100% strangers if I'm telling the truth. I have seen them before. I've met them before, just haven't had any like deep conversations. Don't know any of them very well at all. I don't know. Sometimes I'm more comfortable at home with my dog. Is it bad that I socialize with my dog better than humans? Yeah, it happens. And here's the other funny thing, it's like at work, I can put on the face, I can do what I need to do as a leader, as somebody in law enforcement, you have to talk to the public, you have to talk to people that you're not used to. So like I can do it on that side of things, probably because I have a lot of practice, but like in my personal life, it's hard. And you know what? Sometimes being a badass, it's letting yourself be the quiet girl in the corner sometimes. Or for me, it's pushing myself to do those things that I don't want to do, or it's more of like it's out of my comfort zone. It's not even that I don't want to do it, it's just so out of my comfort zone, it would be easier for me to stay at home. But I have to push myself to do those things, otherwise I would be a hermit, right? I would never get out. And if I don't push myself every now and again, then it just gets worse and worse. So I have to challenge myself like, okay, I know this is in my best interest. Get out there for a little bit and just set a time frame and stick to that time frame. That's what's worked for me anyway. Okay, what felt badass this week? This week I hired a business coach for Ordinary to Badass, and I am so stinking excited. It was like I'm stepping into CEO mode decision. I really do think having a coach can be a game changer. And whether that's in your personal life, that's for your business, that's for goals you have and you want to accomplish. Heck, if you're going for a promotion and you don't know how to do it, hire a coach, hire me. But even if it's not me, hire somebody who can help you. What is that quote? It's like if you want to go slow, go alone, and if you want to go fast, have other people? I know that's not right. It's a much better quote than that. I know that if you want to go slow, go alone. That part's accurate. Um, but there really is something to say about surrounding yourself with people who can help you, people who have had experience in things that you're going towards. So for me, no more throwing spaghetti at the wall. No more second guessing myself or guessing what to do. I'm not going to figure it out alone. Done. No more of it. So something has shifted for me. Things are clicking, processes are forming. I'm super freaking excited. And honestly, it feels like the whole brand is leveling up. Like the vision that I've held for years is coming together, it's taking shape, and that is exciting. And it feels pretty badass if I'm being honest. Okay, so now let's switch to Taylor Swift. T Swift, I want to talk about her energy and how it has helped me in high stakes conversations. So let me tell you about a moment that could have gone sideways. So there was a scenario where my boss, who had only been my boss for a short amount of time, a few months tops, he suddenly told me, "Hey, I'm going to give you an evaluation. There's some things we need to talk about." And I'm like, record scratch." It just didn't feel right. I was like, "Excuse me, an evaluation?" I had been in my role for several years. He really didn't know me, and I hadn't had an evaluation in that role before he was my boss. But every conversation that I had had with him up until that point had been condescending, dismissive, undermining me. It just didn't feel good. So I immediately thought worst case scenario. But at this time, I don't know what took over. Instead of spiraling and going down a rabbit hole, okay, maybe I did a little bit of that. But I also did something different. I am obsessed with AI. So I don't know about you, but I absolutely love it. And it has helped me with so many scenarios or like apply books to my real life. So like that is an easy go-to for me. So I opened up AI and I typed, how would Taylor Swift handle a tough conversation with her boss? And I did give it some context. So it knew a little bit what I was talking about and could give me actual specific answers. And here's the thing about Taylor Swift, and she's in a guide that I created about high stakes conversations, actually, and she handles pressure with clarity and with ease. And she has a way of speaking the truth boldly without being aggressive or without getting defensive. She doesn't shrink, she doesn't get rattled, and she stays classy while still holding her ground. And I respect that. So I thought, that's the energy that I need going into this conversation with my boss. So I closed my eyes and I did a visualization. And I pictured myself walking into that meeting, feeling unshakable, feeling confident, speaking with intention, and responding without defensiveness. So I didn't match the tone he had and the energy he had. I directed it with my own tone, with my own energy. And it changed everything. And not necessarily because he changed, because I did. I did the work for me. And I felt much more comfortable and much more prepared going into that conversation with him. So the visualization works because it's not just pretending, it's practicing. And you know what? It's preparing a version of you that can handle the future stressful situations. And you can walk in with a little bit more confidence, a little bit more ease. I don't know about you, but I can stress about those type of conversations, especially if it's with the boss. I don't want to be rude. I want to have the right energy. And if there's feedback I need to get, yeah, sure, I want to get it. But like also, I want to stand my ground. And I want to feel comfortable doing so and not feel like I'm coming across as an a-hole. So if you dread hard conversations at work or you just want to know an easier way to handle them, then you can steal my power up routine for having high stakes conversations at work. And if you want to do that, head on over to Instagram. You can DM me at ordinary to badass and just say power up. And then I will immediately send you the resource to help you deal with these hard, high stakes conversations. So yes, Taylor Swift, not Swift, Taylor Swift, Shonda Rhimes, Beyonce, Serena Williams, like they have boss energy, and sometimes we need to channel that. So if you want to have this kind of energy and want my power up routine for high stakes conversations at work, then definitely head on over to Instagram, tag me, put me in your stories, or DM me at ordinary to badass and just say power up. One word, two words, I don't care. Either way, I'll get it your way. And I have found it so valuable to have resources that I can fall back on to ease my anxiety and ease my stress for these high stakes work conversations. Okay, with that, let's get to it. Wasn't the episode with Carolina Ayala so stinking good? I really enjoyed talking to her. I felt like she gave a lot of specific tactical steps about happiness and mindset. And I've listened to that episode numerous times myself because I thought she dropped so many value bombs. Okay, so here are two of the reminders that hit me the hardest that Carolina dropped. Happiness is a skill, not a personality trait. Carolina said happiness is something you practice, not just something that happens. Most women in leadership, they're so damn good at focusing on hitting the next deadline, helping the next person that needs something. And we forget that our life, our joy, our happiness needs attention too. I often think I should just be happy and forget that I have to take a proactive role in that. And I really have found that if I am not proactive about it, if I do not seek things that bring me joy, like have a dance party by yourself, I don't care. Have a dance party, go out in nature. But if I don't put it in my calendar or I don't make myself do it, then I am not going to have joy. Or it's just going to be fleeting. It's not going to be as often as I would want to. So the more intentional you are about it, the more you can experience it in your life. And Carolina, she said, set your intention every day on purpose. Even something as simple as saying, today is going to be a good day. I'm choosing that. You know, they do say what you focus on grows. If you focus on the good in your day, then that's probably going to expand. There's probably going to be more good in your day, or you notice a lot of the good things, not just the hard, sucky things that happen. Because I think that's the drama our brain likes. Our brain tends to focus on any bad thing, any negative thing somebody sends to us, and then we spiral, right? But how about we make it an intention to focus on the good things, the positive, on having a good day, as simple as that. And you know what? That's leadership. It's doing something that everybody else isn't doing because a lot of people are not setting the intention to be positive. But you know what? You're a badass. You're not like everybody else. Okay, the second thing that Carolina said is celebrate yourself before the world does. This one hit me. Women wait to be recognized, validated, seen. But Carolina, she reminded us if you don't cheer for yourself, you'll always feel like you're behind. And so, actually, I was just talking about this recently. It's so often, I did this several times, most of my career. I would wait to be promoted until somebody else told me that I was good enough, until somebody else said, yeah, you should go for that promotion. You should do it. You'd be a good supervisor. Until then, I wouldn't do it. Even if I had an inkling, like, oh, that would be good. That would be fun. I think I could be good at that. But nobody said anything to me. Or if I wanted to go for a position in a specialized unit, I wouldn't do it unless somebody told me I should or unless somebody recruited me. I saw other people being recruited, but I wasn't. And so, but again, I work with predominantly men, so there's a lot of men being recruited, right? Don't wait to be recruited. Don't wait for somebody to tell you you're doing a good job. If you need that, I'm telling you right now, you are doing a good job. There's that old school meme or video on TikTok that went viral, like, B, you're doing a good job. And I love that. And sometimes I'll just play that and listen to that music because it feels good and it makes me happy and it makes me smile. So look that up. Just type in the full B word, you're doing a good job, and remind yourself because other people aren't going to. So let me remind you what Carolina said. If you don't cheer for yourself, you'll always feel like you're behind. Celebration isn't ego, it's evidence. You can use it as data to remind you that you are capable, that you are resilient, that you've already done hard things. And also, now, shameless plug, if you also need a reminder of your badassery, grab the Proof of My Badassery guided journal on Amazon because that will help you look at all the things that you've done in your life, all of the badass moments. Oh, yeah, I did that. I did that. And you write it in there, and you can go back and look at that and just keep adding to it as time goes on. We need things to remind us that we are a badass. You know what? We need more powerful women in leadership spaces. Okay, so this week's challenge. This week, I challenge you to celebrate one thing that you did well last week. Even if it feels teeny tiny, like it's too small to matter, celebrate it. Even if your brain says, oh, that's nothing, No, it's something. Recognize yourself. Celebrate yourself. Write it down. Say it out loud. Put it in your brag file, which is a file of all of the badass things you've done, all the good things. Have one at work in your email or a file on your desktop, right? And then you just add when you get compliments from people, when people tell you what a good job you're doing or what an impact you made, put that in your brag file. Because you know what? You deserve to see yourself for the badass that you are. Okay, so this week, a quick leadership mindset shift. Say this with me. I don't need to be fearless. I just need to show up as my best self. You can be prepared, and that's powerful, but you don't need to be perfect. Being prepared helps you to feel grounded. And being powerful, that is you. Because you, again, you're a badass. I believe in you. You got this. You don't have to be louder. You don't have to be tougher. You don't have to act like somebody else. Just be you. Okay, so if you have a high stakes conversation coming up at work or you faced them in the past and you didn't know what to do, then don't forget, head on over to Instagram, DM me at ordinary to badass, and DM me the word power up. One word, two words, whatever, I got you, and I will send that over your way. And I'll send you the exact routine that I use with my boss, as well as other tips that you can implement today. It'll help you walk grounded, clear, and unshakable. And before we wrap up, I hit on this earlier, but I really want to remind you again. If you're waiting to feel ready before a promotion, you're already behind. Men apply at 60% without somebody recruiting them. Women, we wait until we're 100% ready. Heck, I think we wait until like we're 150% ready. Of course, not all women, but a lot of us. You deserve to start before you're ready. Start when your voice shakes. That's the powerful version. Start while you're still doubting. Start while you're growing and learning. You don't have to start day one when you're at a new job. Obviously, don't start day one, but year two, you should be going for that promotion. Because here's the thing, the only way to become the next version of you is to start acting like her now. But we'll talk more about that in the coming weeks. Stay tuned. I am so stinking excited for you because big things are coming for you and for your career, and I hope to be a part of that. Until next time, keep showing up, keep speaking up, and never ever shrink for a seat at the table. Because you know what? That room wasn't built for you in the first place. That table wasn't built for you. Sit at your own. And with that, we'll end our show. To all the badass women out there staying in the arena, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, own it and get after it.
Now that you've listened to this episode of Ordinary to Badass, we want to hear from you. Go to our website, ordinarytobadass.com/podcast, and submit your own experience on how you took your life from ordinary to badass and get the chance to be on a future spotlight episode of the show. That's ordinarytobadass.com/podcast. While you're waiting for the next episode of the show, wipe off the sweat, dust off the dirt, and get back in the arena.